According to the nursery rhyme, a troll lives under a bridge, but in point of fact, here's a troll, an Eriba troll, in Cambridgeshire. And the Eriba brand has been going a long time. In fact, it was created in 1957 by a couple of neighbours in Germany. One of them went on to form the big Heimer Empire, and their first product, produced and manufactured in '58, is still being made to this day. And this, the troll, is the largest one, and it's very substantial inside and quite different from the little old one that made a famous name called the Eriba Puck. That is not made anymore. Let's have a look more closely. Let's start right underneath, bearing in mind that this was designed by two aeronautical engineers. And when you go underneath, you can see that the chassis has a variety of struts, but is nothing like the structure that we would find on a modern day Caravan in this country. The thing is, this plays some of the part of the strength, but it continues and goes on elsewhere around the body. Unlike any other Caravan I've ever come across, you can start to feel and hear that there's obviously a strut that goes up over here. And when you see one of these that's exploded in an exhibition, you can see that the entire structure is made up of struts that provide strength all over it, on which you then fit the panels later. This feeling of strength in structure is also echoed here, where instead of the usual small grab handle that is built on either side, this bar goes across. So if you are manoeuvring it into position, you really have got a good opportunity to get it sitting on the pitch just where you want. This practicality element is not just reflected in the way the structure's built, but in the size of the structure, because when the roof is lowered, the height here is unusually low, and it's sufficient for some people to even store in a conventional garage. Now, whereas this is the practical height that allows you to park in a garage, to gain headroom inside, this Eriba has what is known as a pop-top roof. The downside of a pop-top roof is that the door here is still relatively low, and some people have a bit of an accident getting in. My tip is always this: if you just put your hand on there as you're about to go in, you won't end up with a big bruise. Right, the first thing I notice on entry is that there's an end kitchen, but it's not at the far end, which is usually the case. Here's an end kitchen at the front part of the Caravan, and that makes good sense in contributing to nose weight, recognising that underneath at the back is the spare wheel, so we get a nice balance. And here in the kitchen we have the 3-burner hob, and then an unusual feature is an emptying point. So if the potatoes did boil over and spill water, it's got somewhere to escape. Underneath, knife and fork drawer, and nothing in the sense of an oven or other appliances. And not everybody wants an oven, to be honest. Moving across to the sink, it's a nice deep sink. You'll also notice though that it's a cold tap. There isn't any hot water system in this particular van. It can be added as an extra, but of course it does have a space heating system. Under the sink is another feature which is particularly commonplace on foreign vans from mainland Europe. They don't always like putting the water containers outside because they could be tampered with. It's traditional to have a water container inside, and then of course at winter time it won't freeze up. Now on the other side of the door you've got a fairly substantial fridge here that operates both on gas as well as on electricity. And look at the capacity inside. It's got a small freezer compartment, 3 good shelves, a small one at the bottom, and if you're the sort of person who likes to keep their drinks cool, there's ample space here. So that seems fairly good to me, and better than you get in a lot of Caravans. In the centre of the van, this is the section where you would eat, and the table that we've already seen outside would be brought in, hitched up here and set up with the table leg. In addition, this can be rearranged with the table forming a base so that it provides a short bed for a small child, or maybe you've got a troll. One of the most impressive features in this supposedly small caravan is this whopping great double bed. It looks comfortable, it looks attractive, and I know many caravans where the double bed is a lot less capacious than this. Let's just check the length. Remember, I'm 5'10" in socks. Plenty of space, room for a big pillow. This is impressive. I could fall asleep right now. But no, there's something else to just point out. Under this is a huge great storage area. Lift the base. There it all is. Struts to make it easy to lift, and over this side there is an external door so that you can load it up from outside. You know, that would be ideal for anybody who has something like fishing rods or is a keen skier. I think that's brilliant. So that's the 2007 Eriba Troll, which is on sale with those 3 awnings for £13,500. Now, we said earlier that it's a van that has an outdoor side to it with this table. Let me just sit down and reflect. It's good for towing. It can be stored in many garages. Structurally speaking, it's first class. It stood the test of time because they were made in 1958 and have just got better and better and better. This is the longest of the Eribas, and with a nice double bed and accommodation for 2 children, I would commend it to you most strongly.